Greetings, dear, precious, beautiful soul that you are. That's who you are. Take a nice deep breath, breathe into your heart. Come be right where you are. Notice where you are, what's happening. Be right here in your body. This is a temple of the living God. So its natural place is to be vitally healthy, full of energy, beautiful in every way. And my topic is freedom begins at your feet, you see, at the base, at the root. Yes, always. And bondage begins at the feet, putting shoes on everybody, you see. Pavement, hard to walk on. Flat roads, flat floors, hard floors. Bam, 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 constantly jerking and, just pounding. When the natural way, you see, is the ebb and the flow, and you keep your body loose, you see, loosey, okay? And then the body's mostly water, so you keep the body fresh, and where the body operates on oxygen, you see, and you breathe in the oxygen into your heart, you see, instead of into the mind. When people get tired, they're tired of thinking. Yes, so you breathe into your heart and stay centered. Now, why it begins with your feet is take back your soul. Well, where's the soul? It's on your feet. Where do you want a healing? We've got a heel right on your foot, you see. And I was reading in the Essene book, the Essene Gospel of Peace, how Yeshua, when he would cast out demons, were basically cleansing the body, the intestines, of all of the old feces, just in disgusting ways, and all of the impurities from eating animals, because he was a vegetarian. He was an Essene, you see. The original Hebrews and Christians, of course. And because you would never want to cause harm to another living entity, and this is also the Vaishnava Vedic path. You see, great teachings, great knowledge, and they work to good because the Essenes, their young people, probably mostly men, whatever, would go out on vision quests to study the ancient mystery schools from wherever they traveled or felt called to do, and bring all that knowledge back and apply it and use it. They lived in harmony. They lived in nature. You even see on the ancient Vedic stories, they always were barefooted, you see. And then we started to make it that only poor people are barefooted, so you don't want to look poor and you want to have a lot of shoes. Then we have to strip all those cows of their skin, and the torture and the struggle, the murder. So, well, we're going to kill them anyway and eat them. But this is demoniac. I know you're going to freak. I don't really care anymore. This is the way it is. And those people that hear me. And remember, the last thing supposedly Yeshua did before he got off was threw the money changers out of the temple. But it was using the money for animal sacrifice. So why would a divine loving God want you to sacrifice children, blood, animals, anybody cause pain, suffering? What is this? This is false and fake. Absolutely. And when you realize that, it's not natural, it's not divine, and then you start freeing yourself by taking off your shoes. I remember walking in New York, pounding the pavement in stiletto high heels to look good, and after all, so many blisters on my feet, I had to take my shoes off to walk, on the pavement. Plus then we had those elastic girdle stockings on, the kind of all circulation, so we could look good to somebody else, so that I could be less me for them to be more them, so they'd like me. Really? That's self-hatred, self-brutalization, self-abuse. There's nothing wrong with you at who you are, you see. That's all not true. When you have self-satisfaction, you live in the joy of your own being, whether you're with others or completely alone, because you're never lonely. And you begin to just cherish those moments, that time when you're connected with the divine, because there is no experience like that. This is the pleasure of the soul, you see. We're pleasure seekers. And as this love of God is divine pleasure for the soul, that means when you acknowledge your source, your partner with you in the region in the body of the heart, and then you notice you are always part of that, never separated from, and yet your own individual expression of who you are eternally. Freedom begins with your feet. And then you got to be comfortable. I mean, it's always the dress code that you're looking good. So the more unnatural that people become, the more do they develop unnatural illness, unnatural relationships, unnatural lifestyle. And you think about, did you appear here so that you could work in an assembly line or a big corporate monster, corporate business? You see? No, we bring back mom and pop. When we bring back greatness within us, is we bring back ourselves. We bring back our memory of who we are, our true remembrance. And when we take those shoes off and start connecting with Mother Earth, you see, also I was saying in the Essene book, when bones were weak, then Yeshua would have them take off, and they get without their clothes and all that, in the clay, or walk in clay, and the clay, as we all know, draws impurities out and restores the bones. You see, and it's like, get yourself a copy of the Essene Gospel of Peace, and you're going to see you're going to realize. I said see a lot. Okay, you're going to know, and it's completely spiritually logical. And it means if you want a natural, magnificent, glorious, eternal existence, this has to be who you are, your consciousness, what you do. And part of you have to know what is causing the trouble. And they're even finding when people they take off their shoes. You know how many people won't do that? And they won't go bare. They don't want to show their feet. They're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. Because, well, fine. Go your way. But you see, stop doing what creates the dis-ease. Notice when it happens. A really good book, Michael Bolger, and he has, in one of his books, has a chronological order in the back, and found that when sugar first became popular, I think it was, I don't know, 1400s maybe, or 15, something like that, on there. But anyway, then the diseases start happening. Bam, bam, bam. Plagues, bam, 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 bam. And as a production and a taking of that processed sugar. He said, of course we like sweet. There's dates, they're sweet. You know, there's all kinds of sweetness. But the sweetness we want is the sweetness of our healthy body, magnificent temple. And to get into earth, not living on a high rise where you never touch it because you're so cool and powerful and big deep power couple, you know. Hey, and then what do we make? We make people who don't wear shoes, they're stupid, you see. But I look at my mom's little feet, cramped in shoes and all the toes and everything. Remember the Chinese ladies used to bind their feet, and that was a show of wealth, so that the woman couldn't move, and big fat body. That's the way she couldn't find out what her husband was up to, probably. Couldn't run and go catch, or even run away. You couldn't run away. Your feet won't take you. Your feet are your foundation. Your feet they need to grip the earth. You need to feel it. And you need to be conscious of where you're walking. And when you actually are barefooted, you're going to be grounded. You're going to be centered. And the body is going to start harmonizing itself. And then you have that real sunlight without the crappy stuff putting in the sky. You're in the purest of water. And steam your water and breathe in the pure oxygen and pure water every morning. Start cleaning out your sinus and all of this. And so that's my work. And that when you come up to Shasta and we do these 3, 4, 5, 21 day I would say a recreation, where you set in those patterns and those habits that you want to manifest, and you kickstart the life you desire in every aspect of your being, and you have an eternal life. Say, well, I'm almost dead now, it won't matter. Really? People say, well, it doesn't matter what I do, I'm going to be gone. Okay, you're going to reincarnate over and over and over if you never find out who you are and what's really happening and what's possible, you see. So everybody's got like a leader, which is a line with a hook on the end. Get more shoes, get more falsity, more artificial of everything, until all you are is just we become robotic, zombie. What is it? What does that mean? We're still there, you see, but so covered real. You start now. Take off your shoes. Wiggle the toes. Massage the bottom of your feet. You start, okay? Jiggle it, walk it, get it going. Dance a little bit, okay? Move it. Activate yourself. You are an eternal being. Wow.